Number 14 says, for which of the following functions does the third derivative of y with respect to x equal the first derivative of y with respect to x? And we have three options: e to the x, e to the negative x, and sine x. As we go through this problem, you are going to need to be familiar with the derivatives of certain transcendental functions. So e to the x, sine x, cosine x, these are functions that you just need to know what the derivatives are. So let's go through and find not just the first, not just the second, but all three derivatives for each of these three functions. And what we're looking for is, for which one of these is the first derivative equal to the third derivative? So let's start with e to the x. Now e to the x is kind of a nice function because it is its own derivative. So the first derivative of e to the x is e to the x. The second derivative of e to the x is e to the x. And then the third derivative is also e to the x. You could take as many derivatives as you want. It's still going to be e to the x. Since the first derivative is equivalent to the third derivative, we're going to include 1 in our final answer here. So we can eliminate choice B, choice C, and choice E right off the bat. Now let's look at e to the negative x. Here we'll have to use the chain rule. So we need to differentiate e to the negative x, which would be itself, but then we need to multiply by the derivative of the exponent of e. So we need to differentiate negative x. The derivative of negative x is negative 1. So we need to multiply by negative 1. Now let's do that again. We need to differentiate negative e to the negative x. Well, e to the negative x derivative is once again e to the negative x times negative 1. We already have a negative 1 there, so it's negative 1 times negative 1, which is just positive 1. So the second derivative of e to the negative x is e to the negative x. Then we'll differentiate one more time. And we've already done this one. It's the one we did at the beginning. So we should know that the derivative of e to the negative x is negative 1 times e to the negative x. This is another one where we can see that the first derivative is the same as the third derivative. So that one checks out as well. So we know 1 and 2 are both correct. That leaves us with choice D. We know that to be right. Although if you have time, it might be worth double checking that one just to make sure that its first derivative is not the same as the third derivative. So the first derivative of sine is cosine. This is one of those transcendental functions where you're expected to know what the derivative of that is. The same thing goes for cosine. The derivative of cosine is negative sine. And finally, we need to take the derivative of negative sine, which is negative cosine. Here, the first and third derivatives are not the same. One's positive, one's negative. So that tells us that D definitely is the right answer.